everybody. This is Uncle Mike with Mission 7 of my Kerbal Kareer with Kerbal Space Program on the Xbox One. So this is the Kerbal Space Program Enhanced Edition. And in Mission 6, we had a glitch. Looking back at the film, we actually had a glitch which made us go broke. But we were able to recover with some contracts and get some advances on contracts, then complete some contracts to go ahead and get some funds back. So we are back here with Mission 7, and what we're going to do is we are going to continue to build our RelaySat network, because we need that to be able to send our first probe around and to the Mun. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go right into the VAB and load up our Comrade vehicle, the Comrade Mark V, which has our RelaySat build on it. So let's go ahead and open that up. As you can see down here, we still have our Manley vehicles, which are named after Scott Manley, the virtual astronaut on YouTube. And again, links in the description below. But the Comrades here are named after Admiral Andre, who's also a virtual astronaut on YouTube. So check out him out. Link in the description as well. So we're going to go ahead and load up this Comrade Mark V, and here it is. Got the relays on it and all that. There is our vehicle. So we are ready to go. This thing is set and ready to go. So I don't want to save it, want to launch it. There we go. So what we're going to do is we're going to launch this back up into orbit. Then we need to send it, what was it, about a 16, it was about 1,600 and something kilometers for a periapsis, and 2,864 kilometers for a apoapsis, and then we'll let it do 2 orbits, and it should be then out of phase with the other one. So we are going to go ahead and get this all set. Staging is go, throttle is set and go, SAS is go. Flight, we are go. T-minus 5, 4, 3, main engine start, 1, and liftoff. Here we go. So no problems so far here. Fly a normal flight out here, which means starting to pitch program a little early because we got to go in a little bit wrong direction there on the vertical climb out as we cleared the towers. I want to get it set to 090. There we go. Everything's looking good right now, passing through 2 kilometers in altitude, 150 meters per second. So continue just to climb out here. Everything's looking real good. As we climb out, as we press for MECO, or main engine cutoff, passing through 6 kilometers in altitude, 330 meters per second, going transonic and max Q, maximum dynamic pressure. About 40% fuel left here in the first stage. We are 10 kilometers, going through 500 meters per second. Gonna go back off and do about a 2G climb out. Back off on that throttle, passing through 600 meters per second, 15 kilometers in altitude. And we're looking good here. Real good. Going back off on the throttle. Passing through 25 kilometers in altitude, about 25% fuel left. 800, almost 900 meters per second. Coming through 30 kilometers. We're about to switch over to orbit mode on the nav ball, which means all of our velocity is relative to orbit. There we go. And we're just about here. There we go. Orbit. Go ahead and fly this out about this heading here all the way to MECO. No, heading and back off. Oh, nope. Did not want to do that. Back off on the throttle there. There we go. Go ahead and just kind of climb on out here at 090. About 30 degrees of pitch is good. Like that. We are coming up on MECO and staging. So let's go ahead and get that set up here so we can see it here. And going to go ahead and separate. Go ahead, activate the next stage. Go ahead and do a little ullage burn. There we go, full burn. Let's go ahead and get rid of the fairing. So fairing separation, good fairing separation there. We are in space, so as we burn here, we'll just go ahead and open up all of the antenna. Go ahead and get these antennas out. I actually have action groups. That's one thing I can do on the next flight. I can actually go ahead and create action groups, so I don't have to do this individually, because I guess I unlocked action groups when I upgraded the VAB. So, alright, let's fly here. Here's what we're doing. We're now just going to stretch this apoapsis here out to 2863. So I'm going to go ahead now. I'm off the throttle. Now just dial in a little bit less throttle because things are happening real fast now. 2863, 2863. Went a little high, but that's alright. So there we go. We do have some fuel left, but there's no reason really to carry this up with us. We're going to go ahead and separate that stage there. It can drift out with us. But we've got plenty of time as it flies out there. What we're going to do is we're going to wait a little bit, and we're just going to go ahead and launch another one right behind it and get that out, because they're going to be following the same trajectories. All we want to do is just have this one now fly 2 orbits before we circularize, and then the next one we just want to do 3 orbits and then let it circularize. And then we will have a 4 satellite RelaySat network. So hopefully then we should have a good network to be able to do missions to the moon and not worry about, you know, our vehicles losing connection either with KSC, because we only have 1 ground station right now. We will put up some bigger ground stations once we unlock more science, so we can get some of those larger electric R&D skills on the tree, so that way we can get the big antenna. So everything's looking good, but we really need to just get out to the moon so we can actually get a lot of science. Really what I want to do. Not really focusing on funds right now, more focused on science and unlocking vehicle components. That's what I'm doing. So okay, we're going to warp here just for a little bit. Get this to go out. There we go. Now what we're going to do is, oh, we got the debris here is accelerating, so I think that's why we've got to let this, there we go. So we are now going to go to the Space Center. We are now going to launch our second Mark V, which will be our 4th RelaySat. So I'm sure that there's other ways that you could do this. I probably could have built like 1 vehicle, but we are going to do it with individual vehicles like this. It's more costly, but heck, this is my Kerbal Kareer, so I'm doing this how I think right now in my career, because my career setup is fairly difficult. So here's what we can do now. We got gear. So now what I want to do is, can I now, yes, so I can now, under gear, I can toggle the antenna. That way then we do not have to do it all one by one. There we go. So all the antenna now are on an action group. Really like that now. Go ahead and save that. Now let's launch. So same profile. Just going to get them into different orbits. They're going to be trailing each other. One will let do 2 orbits, the other one we will do, and then we will have our everything set up. So staging is go. Throttle is set and go. SAS is go. Flight, we are go for launch. T-minus 5, 4. Main engine start. 1 and 0. Here we go. Liftoff. Everything is looking good. I'm going to let this fly a little vertical, get a little bit more speed this time. Last time I really started to pitch program early, and I really shouldn't have. So we're gonna go ahead and fly this right here. Looking good. Coming up on 100 meters per second. Let's start a pitch program. 090 on the heading. Go. Coming up on in that to get that stabilized. 090. Got to bring the velocity vector over and take just a little bit to stabilize at 090. Again, we are just building a RelaySat network. Get ready to go to the Mun. That might be in mission 8. But if we're able to do that quick enough here in this mission 7, then we will go to the Mun here. So just need a good RelaySat network here. So alright, gonna go back off the throttle here, just below 2 Gs. Passing through 20 kilometers, 700 meters per second. Flight looks good. Again, we're just doing these 2 vehicles in trail. They're going to be following the same trajectory. We're just going to let that first one do 2 orbits and then circularize. And this one right here, which will be RelaySat 4, we'll let it do then 3 orbits and then circularize. So, alright, passing through 40 kilometers. Going to go ahead and start now. Pitch program over to 030 degrees. Let it stabilize. Get ready for staging. We are just about ready for staging. Coming up on space. Back off the throttle here a little bit. And we now have separation. Activate the next stage. Little ullage burn, just what I like to do. Little ullage burn, and let's go ahead and get rid of the fairing. Fairing is separated, and now we'll just go ahead and burn. And we shall now burn up to 2863. Here we go. Now you can really see the network here forming up. So we're looking for 2863. Looking good. Alright, get up here. Engine cutoff. Now we're just going to dial in a little bit to go ahead and get that to 2863. Go. That is close enough. So now we got our 2 vehicles. Again, we do not need this, so let's go ahead and separate. Interesting why that did that. Not really quite sure why it did that. Something was going on. Go ahead and activate the next engine on that one. So there we go. So now they are both heading on up. Let's go to the tracking station. Let's go to... Oh, we did not... Oh, we'll come back to that. That one. Let's go ahead and get the debris gone here. We have a good signal with all of these. We'll let those just crash back in. That's all right. So what I want to do now is that one's flying out. We could need to rename that one too. Let's go ahead now and go to this one. Let's get this one. If we need to go ahead and get its engine activated. So here it is out. Everything's looking real good with it. Got plenty of sunlight for its solar panels. So engine is off. Go ahead and stage it. So now we're ready for our next. There we go. So this is, go ahead and rename this here. This is now going to be, change the name. This name is now going to be Relay. We named this, and now I can't even remember. KEO RelaySat sat, and this is number 3. There we go. Here is KEORelaySat 2. Here is 3. We're going to let it come on up. We're going to burn, let it do 2 orbits. Probably I'll do a little correction burn here just to be safe. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and go into retrograde. I am actually going to go ahead and drop this down. Just don't want it to be that. It's actually on a, could be on a collision course. So I'm going to go ahead and 2863. So let's just drop it down just a couple, like 2862 or something like that, just to keep an offset. There we go. I like that much better. That one now is renamed and it's going up. Go ahead now and go to the tracking station, and let's now switch to RelaySat 4. Let's go ahead and get it renamed. Here we go. Here is what will be KEORelaySat 4. Get it renamed, get its antennas deployed using the action group. So here it is all tucked up, but now let's go ahead and get, boom, there we go. Look at that action group. Look nice. Now let's go ahead and rename this one. This one then is now KEORelaySat, and this is now 4. So there we go. So now we've got 3 on its way, 2 on its way. There is number 1. So there is, everything is looking really good. So we can build our network. We can also are continuing our test here. So as you can see, as we have, this has direct contact because that is going to go out toward Minmus. As you can see, Minmus's second moon here of Kerbin has an inclination. So we're not going to Minmus with this. We are just testing this whole relay net and its strength. So that's what we are doing. So all right, everything is looking real good here. Can I switch to that? So I'm going to go to the tracking station, and I'm going to go back to RelaySat 3 because I noticed that I forgot to put a space in the name, and that's going to bug me. So come right here. This Comrade, we can also rename it if we in the future. That is our test sat. We are just sending out to test how this relays work, these relay antennas that we've got unlocked in the skill tree. Go ahead and zoom here. Go. Go ahead and just rename this vehicle. All we want to do is just add a space. All right, so now we are set. I really, really like this. Everything's looking really good. So now we just need these guys to come up here. We need to then go ahead and set their periapsis. Let's go ahead and warp and get that since we're set up with 3. Go. We'll fly out. You can definitely see the network that we're building here. Quite impressive. All right, coming up, we're gonna, like I said, have 2 burns here. So let's go ahead and come out of warp. Go ahead and get this on prograde and get ready for its burn. We'll know when it's actually really close to Apoapsis, the highest point of the orbit, is when that yellow circle gets even closer to the horizon, which is going to take a little bit of time. Go ahead and get this all situated on 090 heading. We are looking for a burn to take our periapsis to, what is it, 1,684. So, all right, not looking. Let's go ahead and get our apoapsis pinned. And here we go, burning. And once we do this, then we'll have to just go to RelaySat 4 and do exactly the same thing. Because we're trying to get these onto a 4.5-hour orbit. So we're looking for 1684, I think it is, something like that. So somewhere around there. So we're just using the little ant engine there on these little guys. So got this little ant engine. The only problem with this is every time you do, whoa, what just happened? Why is my vehicle rotating? Oh, I actually hit B, I guess, and turned SAS off. That's not good. Go into map mode, see where we're at here. Coming up here on 1,000. We're looking for 1684, so. See all of the relays set up now, the orange lines between the satellites. Coming up on it, 1684. Go. All right, I like that. There we go. This one is set for its 4.5-hour orbit now. Give it a little rotate. I'm still trying to just make sure I get some screenshots here. That way I can use some shots for my YouTube thumbnail. So, yep. All right, so now we just need to go to the tracking station, go to RelaySat 4 and get ready for its prograde burn to set its periapsis, and then we just got to do some orbits. RelaySat 4, let's fly it. All right, everything's looking real good with this vehicle too. Go ahead and bring up these resources. Yeah, everything looks real good. Do a little time warp, get closer to apoapsis. We didn't correct this one, so this one's a little high. That's all right, shouldn't be a problem, but it, or no. Here comes the other one. We could have a collision here. We don't know. But here we go. We're gonna go ahead and start burning. Start raising up that periapsis. And then what we're gonna do is we're just gonna let RelaySat 3 do 2 orbits and then circularize, and RelaySat 4 we're gonna let it do 3 and then circularize. So real good. something out there at 20 kilometers. Ah, it's the debris. Passing debris out there. Let's get this thing on the heading. Probably could dial down the reaction wheels. Things are real nimble right now. We're actually passing through Apoapsis since that yellow velocity vector is right on the horizon. Go ahead and pin periapsis, see where we're at. About halfway. You can see we've got a good relay setup between the vehicles, so we've got good communication between all the vehicles. We just got to get their spacing right. Once we do that, then we will be ready to go around the Mun. Probably do a free return around the Mun. Get some science. Bring it back, which means we probably need to redesign either the Mark IV or make a new Mark VI, because the Mark V is our relay sat. So, all right, 1684 is what we're looking for. We're coming up on that now. .684 is what we're looking. There we go. All right, so now we just need them to do some orbits, but we can do some corrections to fix the apoapsis. Get that set. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go ahead and warp quite a bit. So those guys are passing pretty close to each other there. That's pretty cool. Go to 1,000. Right. See, we've got a good relay set up here. Just need to let them do their orbits. What I'm doing here is I'm just going to fix their apoapsis, because the periapsis is set. I just need to do some retrograde burns to go ahead and correct this apoapsis. See, this one is just too high. What I'm going to do here. Oh, I need to go to the tracking station and go to RelaySat 3. That was almost a error there. That was a near miss that we just did. So let's now fly RelaySat 3, because it is at its. We had another lap, so we could have fixed it on the next lap if we had made that error, but we caught it. We're now flying it. Let's go ahead and now get this all set up. Look at it in the sun. That is pretty cool looking here. Must admit, this is going to be a little tiny burn. We're almost right at the mark, so we need to go ahead and do this burn. Get it set up. This one needs to do a prograde burns. Flip the thing around here. Do a prograde. We need to raise our apoapsis just a little bit here. There we go. That looks pretty good. 2863. That one is set. So now what we need to do is go ahead and fly. But look at that. That was a really cool shot of it out there in the sun. So let's screenshot of that. Check that out. That's pretty cool right there. All right. For the tracking station, fly Sat 4. We need to do a retrograde burn for it, because it's at like 2867. We need to be at down 2863. Go ahead now and fly that, get it set. Then RelaySat 3 needs to do a complete lap, and then one more, and then we circularize the other one. Then Sat 4 needs to do another one. So, all right, let's go ahead, and we're getting close here. So, we'll take a look. We want, yep, 2867 or 2877, and we need it to be 2863. So that one is really high. So 8. Two eight. Nope. All right, we're on periapsis for 270 on the retro. Little burn 2863. Yep. 2863. So now they're on their orbit. So let's just go ahead and watch what's going on here. So and go to 1,000. Here goes. Coming up. Now gonna meet that guy. Now that one's starting its new loop. So now when it goes all the way around, we're gonna circularize RelaySat 3. So I'm gonna come up here to about right here. Go into there, and now we need to go to the tracking station and go to RelaySat 3 and get ready for its circularize, and now it will be 90 degrees out of phase, and so it will now sit into the 3rd position. So fly that. All right, here it is, looking good with it. So now what we're going to do, see that it's not in contact with the space, with the relay, I mean with the center, but it's relaying off the other relay sat. So things are starting to really work out here as we want them to. So now we're just going to come up here to apoapsis, time warping at 100. Now remember, RelaySat 4, we're not going to circularize right now. We are going to let it do one more lap. But now you can see what we're doing, how we're positioning these at 90-degree intervals. So we have 4 in this RelaySat network. Everything is looking really, really good here. This is really working out. We can get ready for our MUN mission. So, all right, I'm going to go ahead and drop out. We're right on apoapsis now. Let's go prograde. Now what we want to do is just circularize as best we can. So 090 on the heading. That heading on 090. Go and burn. Raising that up. Go ahead and mark that so I can see it. There we go. Two 863. I don't want that apoapsis, so I'm going to fly this a little bit with pitch. Just small. Being so much. Oh, am I the wrong way? Probably am. Yep. Go. Putting that back around. Go out to 2863. There we go. Nice circularize. So now that guy is now in his orbit. That's looking really good. Wow. See, it's basically at 180 degrees. Now we're going to let RelaySat 4 do another lap, and now it will be set. Yeah, this is looking really, really good here. Really building a nice RelaySat where they really can talk to each other. So that way we should have good coverage for MUN missions now. All right, so let's go to tracking station, go into RelaySat 4, and let's complete now our RelaySat network, our basic, I'll say RelaySat network. One more lap here on this guy. Get them spaced 90 degrees apart. Are ready to go. Coming up. Everything looks real good on everything on their periapsis and apoapsis. So let's go ahead and do this. So we go one more lap. Now you can see that RelaySat 1, 2, and 4 are the ones that really matter because they will maintain, if you notice, they will maintain contact with the Space Center. So this one is out here really to be the big relay. So in the future, as we replace these and upgrade these, what we're going to need to do is think about which one really needs to be upgraded first. Because this one is the one that's going to be used the most relay. So that would probably be the one that we really need to focus on upgrading. All right, we are approaching apoapsis here. Going to warp some more. You can see now they are spaced apart in 90-degree intervals. Get ready for our prograde burn here. Let's get it set on the heading of 090. Prograde. Go ahead and burn. Pin everything that we've got here. See what happens. Same thing, I might fly this just a little bit when we get close. That way I can really definitely maintain a nice apoapsis. We're getting close now already. And just go to small burn here. Pull that apoapsis closer to us. (2863). Maintaining, just pitching a little bit to just control the apoapsis. I'm pitching down to pull the apoapsis closer to me, while also raising the periapsis to circularize. So that 2863. Good. Go. 2863 on both of them. There we go. There is the start now of a pretty good, I have to admit, a pretty good RelaySat network. Got 3 of them that still are talking KSC. So it looks pretty good. And of course, you could always tweak it, but I mean, if you look at their orbits, they're all in the same circular orbit. Now we've got a real nice relay network here. And so now you can turn off some of this stuff and just look to see. There's just everything. What is this? This is vessel links. So looking real good here. Very, very cool. Man, that is excellent. Excellent, because now we can actually send things around the moon, and we've got, or the mun, and we've got the position here of this really good. So let's go ahead and get down to the Space Center here while we can, because the moon's actually in a pretty good position for a direct lunar approach and launch and injection, or trans-lunar injection. So we've got some time here in a mission 7 here. So let's go ahead and see what we got. So Comrade Mark 5 is our relay, but Comrade Mark 4 was our science, was it not? Let's open that up and see. Comrade Mark 4, same launch vehicle. Yeah, see, it is the one that can go around the moon and transmit and all of that. So, but I see something that we could do here. Take that off. I'm then going to do is put on, do I have a heat shield for this? Yes, I do. So, shield. Do I have a coupling for this? What I want to do is maybe we could actually do it where we could actually bring back that science, and that would be a tremendous amount of science. But yeah, the moon's in a great position. So we need to do this here. Do we have a small, might not even have it available to us to unlock. I think that's it right there. Yeah, we don't even have it. So no, we cannot do this. So we will not be bringing the science back to us. We'll just be transmitting. All right. Oh no, I got rid of the whole, oh no, and I saved it. Oh, let's open up the Mark 5 vehicle. Now let's rename this. An error on my part there. Save this. Yes, override the Mark 5. So now what we need to do is, we've got plenty of, we actually don't need that much that we had on there. We just need to now be able to do the science. So let's get 2 science on this. That 2 science, and then we need, we'll just transmit these back. This is kind of a quick and dirty because of the error I just did. Go. Go ahead and save that. Now let's go ahead and launch, because we are right for a direct lunar injection here. So we've got science on there. So let's go ahead and do a free return around the mun. It's in a great position. It'll be a little lower on the horizon, but it's really nice. See how that's low on the horizon? So we're just going to shoot the moon. So staging is go, throttle is go, and set. SAS is go. Flight, we are go. T-minus 5, 4, main engine start, 1, and liftoff of our Comrade Mark 4 on the way to the mun. Do a standard launch here, 100 meters per second. We'll start a pitch program, probably about 1 kilometer in altitude, coming up on 100 meters per second, starting the pitch program to 090. So now I don't have any, got a little aggressive there on my pitch program, so I do not have any way of doing maneuvers yet, of planning maneuvers or anything like that. So what you can do is when the mun is in a position like this, you can actually just shoot the mun. I'm gonna fly this up, passing transonic here. Fly it through transonic here. There we go. Transonic, max Q. So what you want to do is when you get up here, backing off the throttle a little bit to about 1.5 G. We don't need as much thrust here. Like a nice easy launch profile. Passing through 15 kilometers, coming up on 600 meters per second. A little less than 2 Gs of acceleration. So what we're going to do is we're just going to come up here and then we're going to actually just literally shoot the MUN. We did this before back on a previous mission. And that was where Sat-1 MUN basically got lost in space. We kind of had to wait for it to do a couple orbits for get our relay sat set up so we could actually capture it and control it again. What we're going to do is going to back off the throttle here to about 1.5 Gs, passing through 35 kilometers, so we're good there. Right, now what we're going to do is we're just going to actually start to shoot the moon now, or shoot the MUN, which means I'm just going to fly this, so basically we're looking right at the MUN. Just look right, just go right toward it. There we go. We're coming up on MECO and staging. Alright, go and separation. Next engine, ullage burn. There we go. Bearing separation and now burn. Alright, now we're heading to the MUN. So what we want to do is again just shoot the MUN here. Do I still have gear set up? Yes, I do. So there we go. Action group still works. So we're just going to shoot the MUN here. Very nice. See if I can get a screenshot. There we go. Alright, so here we go. Zoom out so we can actually see. So we are just stretching our apoapsis here out to the MUN orbit. Alright, got that. We'll need the stage here. Staging. Activate the next engine. Oh, just a little ullage burn. Burning. So now we just want to get that out there to the MUN's orbital altitude. Here we go. We are now on the way to the MUN again. We can do a correction once we get into the MUN's sphere of influence. But I can tell you what we probably need to do is just add some more delta V. But if you notice, we're just still pointed toward the MUN. So not a very difficult burn, not a very difficult maneuver. Even if you cannot see what's happening, you know that that is what's happening. So, all right, so we are going to go ahead and add a little bit more delta V here. About right there. That way we should get a fairly good, somewhat of a free return, even though we cannot see it. So, all right, so let's now just check the vehicle. We are in the shadow. So it is burning some electricity, but we should be good here in orientation. Now let's go ahead and warp out. See, we've got pretty good signal here. Got good signal. A lot of that relay network is really working out good. See our batteries, we're fully in the sun now. Getting good charging on the batteries. Let's go ahead now and see what we can do as we approach the MUN and get into its sphere of influence. Go. Little signal come on. There we go. All right, so there is our course. So you can see that we're going to need to do a prograde burn. slingshot around the mun here. So let's go ahead and get this set up. 270. We're doing a pretty good free return. We just didn't dial in enough delta V. We didn't give enough velocity. Correct that. That's not too difficult to correct. Just trying to get this on 270. I wonder if there's a way I can change the sensitivity of the Xbox controller. Really difficult to get it onto 270 that I want. Go with that. Burn. No, we lost signal? Oh my god, you gotta be kidding me. How did we lose? Oh my god. Well, we got a free return, but how did we lose? Right at the wrong time, I lost signal. I can't shut the engine. Oh my god. This is so... Oh, come on. I am just having the worst luck with these relay sats. I guess I gotta put... Wow. Just horrible. Well, we're gonna lose another vehicle here. Unless something happens and we get connection with one of these vehicles. Wow. I mean, I knew I was gonna lose it around the mun. It just literally it happened just as I started burning. I can't shut the engines off or anything. The good thing is that we might be able to still get science around the mun. But I guess we could go ahead and warp. Nope, we can't. We can't even warp because of the vehicle. So we're just gonna let this thing just run out of fuel. The good thing is the vehicle is alive. It's not like we've lost the vehicle. We just lost control of it. And because of this burn, we're actually gonna slingshot around the mun. So it should be a pretty good free return. So it is pretty funny. The problem is just that, you know, there's no way we can do anything else with the vehicle. So we just gotta let it run out, and there's no... I can't warp, can't do anything else, so... Oh my word, I tell you. Just absolutely crazy how difficult it has been to get a working relay network, but I guess they're just not powerful enough, my antenna yet, or my tracking station. I guess if I upgrade the tracking station, then that would probably work. I think if you upgrade the tracking station, then it boosts everything. So gotta let this run out so we can stop the acceleration, and then we can warp, and then we can see what we've got. So there's nothing really I can really do because I can't go to the space center or the tracking station because I got a vehicle under acceleration. So we're just gonna have to sit here and do this. So yeah, it looks like I'm just gonna have to go and do some Manley missions. Those are named after Scott Manley, my manned missions. We're going to do those and just do some contracts and stuff so we can just get some money and upgrade the tracking station so we can get larger, because I really do want to do mostly satellites and unmanned and probes and all of that. I really don't want to do manned missions that much. I really want to do probes and stuff. So thought I had it fixed here with this, where we got our RelaySat network up, but clearly we still have a gap here get some distance out here, so we're definitely going to need to work on upgrading our relay network. Right, well, we're going to have to think about how we want to then set up, you know, station, but I think we're just going to have to upgrade the tracking station to be able to do this. I said, or we just might need to revert to going to the Manley program, start developing the Manley program so we can do manned missions. All right, well, the vehicle is about to run out of fuel. See, it's got plenty of power. Here we go. So now we can at least warp this. But I don't think it even lets me... No, it won't even let me come out of this view. Whoa, 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 whoa. What is that? Got some network on the MUN or something? Yes, I do. Let's then get some mystery goo. Heck yeah. Get as much as we can. Display off. Crap. Off. That me. There is the MUN for us. So a nice shot of the MUN here. We do a flyby of it, just getting some shots here so I can get thumbnails for the YouTube video here of mission 7 of my Kerbal Kareer. So now we have lost signal again. That's probably why then I wasn't able to got a reading, so now we just need to go on the flip side of the MUN here. Looking really good. We just need to get some signal. There we go. Good signal. What are we looking like here? What are we... All right, we're talking to the Space Center now. Okay, so that's good. So let's go back to it. Let's go ahead now and we've got a good signal. Go ahead, review this. Yes, transmit. Orient the sun a little bit more so we get better charge. Go ahead and log the pressure. Ooh, look at that. Wow. Send that. It's probably going to burn a lot of our juice. Yep, sure did. But hey, we got that reading. That a lot of science. Oof. Go ahead and log the temperature. 11.2 science. For the transmit, too. That's what's good. Jeez. Keep that. Go ahead and observe this one, even though we've transmitted already, so we can't transmit anymore. So get any more. So, right, that. So now we just need to get enough juice to transmit to this. So let's go ahead and warp a little bit, get it charged up. Go, batteries are charging up. Let's go ahead now and transmit this data. All right, there we go. Now let's see how we did with our free return. We can learn here. Leaving the sphere of influence of the Mun, and there we go. And that was not a free return. This thing got slingshotted way out there. So that actually is, might as well probably just destroy this, because we know now that we're going to have good if we're connected to the Space Center. But oof, man, we go around and we're not connected with the Space Center, we just lose all of the connection. So, well, we'll let that fly out there on actually opposite paths. So we'll just let that go for right now. So let's go back to the tracking station. Let's go ahead, and we now know, so I'm going to probably just go ahead and destroy those sats. Go ahead and down here, this can definitely be terminated. That one, yeah, I really don't want it. We've already transmitted its science, so we can terminate it. Then here's this one, we'll go and terminate it. So we'll just clean up our space. So here is our relay sat right here. So that's really, really good to know that we've got that set up. So let's go ahead and cancel that. I want to actually leave the tracking station. We should have some good science now. So 49.5 science. Let's see if there's anything that we want. Got the base, we've got these aero parts, but I'm not really too interested in aero parts. We really need 90 science. It's already unlocked, so we really need to get to 90 science. So it looks like in mission 8 we are going to have to go to Manley missions and or the Manley program and do manned missions. Got some things that we definitely want. But if you look to see where larger relays are, there's a big relay, but you can see that's an excellent relay antenna. How much does it cost to upgrade this? 150,000. See, orbit's visible in the maps, and then the max DSN power goes up to 2G. So we need to go to like 15G or 4G or whatever it is. So we definitely need to work on that. Let's go and see if there's any contracts that are out there that we're interested in for mission 8. Do we have any active? No. So bring 2 tourists, so we could do on a high G adventure. I really don't like that, so declined that one. Ferry service safety destinations and back, where we got so this is a suborbital flight. That would be good. So we got a lot of tourists ones. We got a polar orbit. We got some testing, 3 tourists. Get science data from the surface of the Mun, and then explore Kerbin. So transfer crew between, okay, so this is interesting. This is now where we got to do a rendezvous, but it does give us quite a bit of money. So we're going to have to, I think it looks like, probably do some of these tests and also get into the ferry business. So it looks like we're going to be doing space tourism in mission 8. That's what it looks like. So I am Uncle Mike. You know the plan here. So thumbs up because you're amazing. Subscribe, chime that bell to get notified. I am Uncle Mike.